The Indo-Pacific was abuzz. A $5.5 billion U.S. offer to modernize the Philippine Air Force with advanced fighter jets was suddenly rejected. The Philippines' no wasn't just about hardware. It was a bold statement of independence. For decades, the U.S. and the Philippines have been close military partners. Yet, Manila's refusal was public and firm, signaling a new direction in foreign policy. The U.S. Philippine relationship is at a crossroads, and the region is watching closely. And it all started with a simple but powerful no. The U.S. Philippine relationship spans over a century, rooted in colonial history and cemented by a 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. For decades, the Philippines was America's key Southeast Asian ally, hosting major U.S. military bases and conducting joint exercises. But the alliance has faced tension. Filipino leaders have often questioned whether the partnership truly serves their national interests. Calls for greater independence have grown, fueled by changing leadership and shifting global dynamics. The U.S. must now adapt to a partner seeking more autonomy. The alliance is evolving. The $5.5 billion deal was more than a sale. It was a complete transformation package for the Philippine Air Force. At its core, the F-16 Block 7072, one of the world's most advanced, versatile fighter jets. The offer included not just aircraft, but also advanced missiles, pilot training, and long-term logistical support. For the Philippines, this would have been a leap in capability, replacing an aging fleet with state-of-the-art technology. The package promised to integrate the Philippines deeper into the U.S. security network. The F-16s would have strengthened air and maritime patrols, especially in the tense South China Sea. The deal also included a potential offer for AH-64 Apache attack helicopters, further boosting military flexibility. For a country with one of Southeast Asia's weakest air forces, this was a rare chance to modernize on a massive scale. The decision to decline stunned observers. The Philippines was turning down not just jets, but a complete military makeover. It was a choice that would reshape its defense posture. The U.S. offer represented the pinnacle of American military technology. Yet, Manila chose a different path. The world took notice. The implications were immediate and far-reaching. The main reason Manila said no? Cost. The $5.5 billion price tag for F-16s was just the start. Operating and maintaining them would strain the Philippines' defense budget for years. Manila also worried about long-term dependence on U.S. support. What if relations soured? The Philippines wanted a self-reliant air force, not one tied to a single supplier. Sweden's Gripen, affordable and easier to maintain, became a top contender. In the end, Manila chose what's best for itself, and the world is watching. The rejection marks a turning point in U.S.-Philippine relations. For decades, the U.S. was the default defense partner. Now, Manila is looking elsewhere. Washington can no longer take the alliance for granted. The loss of the F-16 deal means less military integration and interoperability. Filipino pilots won't be trained on American systems, and joint operations may become more complicated. Diplomatically, it's a public signal. U.S. influence in Manila is no longer absolute. This opens the door for other powers like China to expand their reach. The U.S. must now compete for influence on economic, political, and cultural fronts. Still, the alliance isn't broken. The Mutual Defense Treaty remains. Shared values and people-to-people ties endure. This is a recalibration, not a rupture. The Philippines is diversifying, not abandoning, its partnerships. The U.S. must treat Manila as an equal, sovereign partner. The future of the alliance depends on mutual respect and adaptation. Both sides must evolve to meet new realities. The region's security landscape is shifting, and so must its alliances. The Philippines' decision reshapes its defense strategy. By choosing a more affordable jet, Manila can invest in its Navy, Coast Guard, and cyber defense. A stronger, more balanced military is now within reach. For the U.S., this is a wake-up call. Its Indo-Pacific strategy relies on allies, but those alliances can't be taken for granted. The Philippines' move could inspire other Asian allies to diversify their suppliers, eroding U.S. dominance in the region. The balance of power in the South China Sea is now more complex. F-16s would have sent a strong deterrent signal to China. The Gripen, while capable, carries less political weight. China may see this as an opportunity to test the U.S. Philippine alliance. Middle powers like the Philippines are asserting autonomy, refusing to be pawns in a U.S.-China rivalry. Pragmatism now guides regional security decisions. The era of automatic alignment is over. The future will be defined by a web of relationships, not just superpower blocks. The Philippines is leading this new approach. The region's destiny is increasingly in its own hands. The U.S. Philippine alliance faces a period of adjustment. Washington must respect Manila's decision and focus on broader cooperation, maritime security, counterterrorism, and humanitarian aid. The alliance is bigger than one arms deal. For the Philippines, choosing the Gripen opens a new chapter in military modernization and European partnerships. Success will depend on managing this complex transition. Globally, Manila's move could encourage a more stable, multipolar Asia, where smaller nations have more agency. The Philippines' decision is a catalyst for change, showing there are alternatives to great power rivalry. This is a story of cost, sustainability, and independence. Old alliances are being redefined, but the door is open to a more balanced partnership. The path forward requires diplomacy and mutual respect. The skies over the Philippines may not be filled with American F-16s, but the alliance's future is still being written. The world is watching what comes next.